up, everyone? Oh, oof. Hello? Can y'all hear me? Hmm. Oof. Audio issues. Let's see. Can y'all hear me? Let's see. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. For some reason I can't hear myself in my headphones. Okay. Um Let me check some stuff. I'm using OBS Studio, so it's like, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I know. Like, you were on mute for a while. Okay, so like, welcome everyone to another awesome stream. Hopefully, it's not like a complete shit show, but whatever. Okay, Carl, you're saying make it louder. You mean my mic, right? Okay, I'm gonna turn it up a bit. Let me know how that sounds. I'm just super sus on my headphones not serving me audio right now, which sucks. Okay, I think I hear something now. Okay. Cool. So obviously we're here to play some more Purple Boy, and yeah, it sucks though because like I do want to hear the music, so I want to try and figure that out, but I don't want to bore y'all too much with that. But yeah, like let me just see what's going on with my capture card audio. Okay, so I had it turned down way low, but still, like I should be able to hear it. Super weird. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do though is go ahead and just start vibing and try and figure it out later, because I had like a few technical issues, like, and let me know if you can hear the game audio too, like that would be rad. If you can let me know like the level of the sound of my mic versus the game audio, and like just like let me know if you can hear the game audio at all. Cool. And if you're wondering, I do have a pillow behind me for neck and back support. I did order a super sweet gaming chair that's gonna be pink and black, obviously because aesthetics. And I'm just super jazzed to like have some actual like back support for a change. Like if you've seen me on streams before, I usually like have a bunch of like pillows or like or random shit but like behind me for like no reason. But yeah, that's basically why that's there. And I'm gonna try to not make my green screen move that much, like because it is like kind of sheer, so light pops in and out sometimes. Cool, awesome. Thank you everyone for coming out. We got Sil in the chat. Hey Sil. We got Shaolin in the chat. We got Retro Complex. Hey Ken, thank you for coming by. We got Carl. Welcome Carl. Thank you for letting me know about the audio issues. Eating paste. Yes, poggers all day, every day. Pink and black. And yeah, oh, and RJ, thank you for popping on YouTube and Twitch. I super appreciate it. You're super awesome, and it sucks because like I know Saggy is streaming right now, or else like I would totally just be over there vibing in the chat with y'all. But yeah, like I'm sure she'll stream again and I can like go and hang out with y'all there, and then there's gonna be more streams later on too, I bet. But anyway, thank y'all for stopping by. I'm gonna try and be a little bit more what is it, like more personable, I guess. Like last time I was like super awkward and kind of like down mood wise, so I'm gonna do my best to try and keep it entertaining for y'all. Yeah, RJ, so like I'm using this Restream. Restream is like a streaming platform that allows me to have the Twitch chat as well as the YouTube chat on the screen at the same time. But in order for YouTube to appear, you have to stream through Restream in order for the YouTube chat to appear. But I'm not using Restream for that currently. I'm using OBS Studio. So that said, that's kind of why the Twitch chat is right there. But also because YouTube is kind of where everyone like is watching for the most part, and then on Twitch, maybe like one or two folks at most. But like if there's hopefully more in the future, I would totally dig that. I'm just trying to make sure that Twitch does not get neglected as much, like because I want to try and foster both of those platforms and just see like what works for me. I might continue to dual stream like going forward because I do enjoy it, and I want to learn more about each platform and what the benefits are for both. But yeah, the fact of the matter is most folks like who know me from YouTube, so that is another reason why I want to focus on dual streaming, even if it's like for these like kickback gameplay video stuff type of videos. Oh, and thank you for coming by, Dark Star, Spherical Man. We got Antonio. Good, great live. I mean, there's always something going on that can potentially make me go into a mental downward spiral, but you know what else is new? And we got Luke in the chat. Hey, Luke. Yeah, and we got let's see who else is here. We got Tony, Multiverse of Movies. What up, Isaac? Oh my gosh, thank you for stopping by. We got Eating Paste. I think I mentioned Eating Paste before, but yeah, welcome. And then we got J310. Hey, J310. So yeah, like, real talk though, like, I had, like, was just recently, like minutes before the stream, like just trying to like get a new render of the intro and outro figured out because I was having issues with like this free software I'm using called DaVinci Resolve. It's basically what I use as instead of like actually paying for like Final Cut Pro or Adobe After Effects. So I just wanted to do some like quick text and music playing type of background, and then I found some free stuff on Canva that includes like some light animation that y'all might have seen. So there's that. I'm just like retracing my steps while I'm playing this because last time we had just beat the first two worlds in Spyro, and what I'd like to do is try and play through all three games for y'all. Like I was saying, like the last time I was streaming that these games really mean a lot to me, and they're just sort of like my, you know, kick back and relax type of vibe games. Oh god, please don't die. Okay, so yeah, and then also like I'm using my headset for audio, or I would if I could actually hear what's going on, and I'm using my Blue Yeti mic. So the Blue Yeti mic has like knobs and stuff that I don't 100% know what to do with. I did a test stream with Brian, Master of None, and Garguts over on Brian's channel earlier, and they said it was okay and the playback sounded fine. It just seemed a little tinny, like I was like talking through like a tin can low-key, but I tried to like move the mic up a bit more, and I do have like a foam mic cover coming in, so maybe that would help. And then I'm trying to cut out as like much ambient sound as I can, so that way y'all can just like hear my voice. Okay, this egg thief is like soups annoying, and I already got the egg. I just want to kind of get the extra little life orb. Like, it's not even a life, it's like you accumulate like 20 of the life orbs and then you get a life. But yeah, cool, awesome. Thank y'all for coming by. It means a lot to me for y'all to support me just, you know, figuring out like what I want to do on YouTube. Like, I mean, I do want to continue doing game streams for sure and see how that goes, and I do dig the aesthetic of just like having the chat and my gameplay and my green screen up. It's really cool. So yeah, I'm pretty content right now. I'm sure there's going to be things that I want to improve down the road and switch up, and maybe even like have panels and stuff. Hey Kaden, thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much for coming through to support. But yeah, like I'm basically trying to figure out like what type of content or whatever I want to make. What do I want to make of this, you know, like streaming platform that I'm trying to build? And I'm just sort of like throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. But like in terms of like everything, I mean just like things that I enjoy. So like I can't really say much about like newer like current event like movie news and stuff where I know a lot of folks are know me from, and I do enjoy watching that content. It's just that like creating that type of content is not like my forte. I like listening to folks who are super in the know about it, talk about it, and supporting them because like they're awesome folks who are into other stuff as well. So yeah, just like a really eclectic community overall is like kind of like what I see happening on this channel, because there are a lot of folks who like know me from Max's channel and then Saggy's channel, and then like other friends of ours who talk about like video game news and just like a plethora of other like topics and stuff that that get brought up in like pop culture in general, and technology, movies and film, TV shows, history, yeah, just like a bunch of stuff. Oh, and like socio-political issues, a little bit like that's gonna be a little bit harder for me to try and like, you know, create some type of like talking points that I don't regret afterwards, because talking at like, you know, at length, just like out of like, you know, your brain, like in the spur of the moment, like it's it can be a little bit overwhelming, and your filter kind of like deteriorates because you're just trying to fill space. So I don't want to do that and regret and have any like super big regrets about anything that I do. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I'll make mistakes, and you know, I can atone for them later, I guess. But I'll do my best to try and like not do as many. Cool. So while this is loading, I'm just gonna go ahead and check the chat. Hey geeks, thank you for stopping by. Just fixing the pillow. Sorry for like the bumping on the mic. Yeah. Okay, trying to get comfy. Well, play some more Purple Boy. Sorry. And my green screen is moving. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Good thing the Switch has extra long load times, right? So I can like do weird stuff like that on the camera. Cool. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, thank you for populating the Twitch chat, RJ, and yeah, just being like a super awesome person in general. Like, I love supporting your content, and I think like you should continue to fight YouTube to get monetized, because you output so much great informative content, and you're just like a super big inspiration to me, as well as Saggy, for the like how y'all just like keep it together on stream and are really just distinct and, you know, concise with how y'all talk like at length, and y'all do it like hours and hours a day, like throughout the week.
Please do something
it's
about
like
these green droids. They insist on moving
I can't
everything in
imagine
sight.
me doing that on top of like my IRL, like, you know, things I need to do. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to shout y'all out, because but I've been learning so much from like you and Saggy and Max and Enosh and Matt and Belle and like all these other like folks that like I have met around the various communities that I've like gotten to know over the past like few months. So yeah, I'm like super indebted to y'all for, you know, the amount of support and encouragement you've given me to get started streaming. And I really do mean that too. Oh, and obviously Syl, sorry Syl, I know you're probably like, well, don't even forget about me. No, I'm just kidding. Like I totally am like blanking, because there's just so many folks that like have been incredibly like generous and incredibly supportive towards me, and just like sharing their respective platforms with like me, a total rando, is like one thing, and but then actually like genuinely coming through to support and sharing my my stream links, and then like actually like coming to comment, and you know, and just like continuing to, you know, like give space for me to, you know, come and visit them on their channels as well. And just like it's like overwhelming. It's almost hard to believe sometimes that like there are folks that are like this amazing on YouTube. So yeah, I love how like this like small community of folks like are just like have just like given me like the world in terms of like the just me, like I've never really seen myself doing this, and just hearing over and over again ad nauseum sometimes, like, you need to get a channel started, you need to do this, you need to do that, you're so good at blah blah blah, and I'm just like, I don't see what y'all are seeing, but like it's just that like constant encouragement, like, you know, you never let me think less of myself, or y'all get even more supportive when I do start to, you know, like have doubt and I feel discouraged and stuff like that. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to again like shout out everyone who's been a terrific, you know, like source of like support and like encouragement and friendship and yeah, just like an inspiration too as far as like what I want to do with like my platform and just like just saying like just get started, just don't even think about it, just, you know, just turn on your camera and start talking, you know, type of thing. And that's totally foreign to what I like to do in terms of like preparing and, you know, having what I feel are substantial things to say to an audience. Sometimes I feel like what I have to say doesn't really matter, or it's not like, you know, it doesn't contribute to a conversation in a meaningful way, and that's what really like discourages me from like trying to make content sometimes. But I guess like it's a little less intimidating. Oh, okay. Well, good thing I didn't die. But like it's a little less intimidating when it's like just me vibing by myself for a bit. So there's that. Sorry, I'm like, the shirt is like 3X. It's got like knuckles on it, but it's like super comfy, and that's why I have it on. It's like basically my PJs at home playing video games, chopping it up. Okay. But yeah, like, yeah, me tending to like overthink things, overanalyze things, and then doubt myself, and then feel like I'm not good enough or no one would really want to pay attention to what I'm talking about are basically what has been holding me back for the past few months. Like literally nothing, like as far as like feeling like or not having like the proper, you know, gear or anything like that. Like I had a MacBook that I could stream from, and like I had like Restream, I had StreamYards, like I could like navigate OBS like a little bit. Like the quality wasn't like nearly as good as it is right now for that, like on my Mac. So that was like another thing that was discouraging. But as far as like just making something, just like putting some type of content out there, I did have the means to at least get started. It's just that like, because I'm like such a like nitpicker and I just sort of like focus on all the wrong things, I just was like, oh well, like the quality's not there, like I don't want my name out there with like this shoddy like, you know, production or anything like that. And like the fact that like a lot of like the production issues on this current stream are still happening, like it just like kind of goes to show that like, yeah, like you can have like the best hardware and things like that, or like some really like top-notch hardware, but at the same time you kind of have to, you know, like it's a learning process, and not everyone like is gonna have like a perfect stream out the gate, or at least I like to tell myself that. I mean, I'm sure someone probably had like a bomb-ass stream and production value like on their first try with like amazing like perfect hardware and everything like that. But yeah, it's like those things like that like were what was discouraging me, like just like the anxieties that I had. Hey Austin, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, and I was like kind of joking but not really, like on my last stream where I was saying how like, oh, this is gonna turn into a vent stream, and it basically already is right now. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like fill some like air as far as the conversation goes. The music in this game is really good, so if you want me to shut up and so you can listen to the soundtrack, I totally understand that, absolutely. Please do not hold back your feedback, so I can continue to improve the stream for y'all. And yes, Belle, like I am super hard on myself. Like, it's okay. So like, folks in the audience might relate to this, but like, if you're like the oldest child in your family, like your parents kind of project their hopes and dreams, or their unfulfilled hopes and dreams onto you. And the reason I say that is because that's what happened to me, basically. So like when it comes to like being overly hard on myself, it's because I had to basically live up to someone else's standards, like, for most of my life. No, actually, even up till now, because, like, as an employed person, like, you kind of do have to live up to standards that are not your own, whether or not you agree with them. And, like, back to, like, the context of, like, you know, parents projecting their, you know, hopes and dreams onto you as a kid, that kind of, you know, influenced, you know, this, like, insecurity I had about, you know, not ever being good enough, because I was never good enough in terms of fulfilling standards that were projected onto me that really had nothing to do with me, just like someone else's, you know, unfulfilled potential, really. Not to throw shade, but, you know, like, shade. So yeah, like, I see folks are like, you know, like vibing on the discussion and can relate a bit. So I'm glad that it's not just me, like, just feeling like you have to, you know, live to impress other people, because that's basically that's basically how you were treated your whole life, is that you had to, you know, do this in order to be a successful person, or hit these X, Y, and Z metrics in order to progress in life. So a lot of those metrics and, you know, progress points and things like that, and standards, I guess, like, I do see the purpose in them to an extent. Like, yeah, like, I want to, you know, be able to sustain my, you know, my means of living as an independent person, and I don't want to have to rely on other people too much. That's another thing too, like being like a serial, like, perfectionist. You tend to, like, not ask for help a lot, even when you really do need help. Like outside you're just like, oh no, I got it, but inside you're just like crumbling, because it's like the weight of, like, everything that you need to do, or that you overcommitted yourself to, is now, like, is going to influence the perception that other people have of you. And then if that perception of what people have of you falters or goes down, like, negatively, then that impacts your own self-image. So yeah, I'm just, like, rambling, bro. Like, oh my god, please stop me. But yeah, like, oh my gosh, yeah, still so supportive. Yeah, we love you, Belle. You are an amazing person, and we all support you no matter what. We've got your back. Like, anything you need at all, like, you know, just know that, like, you can reach out for help. And what you're doing is, like, really brave and just, like, really, like, inspiring to me. It's not easy. I just wanted to kind of, like, acknowledge that for sure. And yeah, you make a lot of people happy with your content and just you and your presence on this platform. So I just wanted to, you know, let you know that, you know, that we see you and we love you and we care about you, and we want to, you know, be there for you when you need it. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to say that. Yeah, no, like, Luke, I mean, like, these streams can, like, turn into real talk, like, real fast. Like, as you can see, like, a lot of this stuff, like, I don't really bring up in day-to-day life, because, like, I work, my coworkers, like, they've known me for, like, hella long, but they don't really know me, you know? I kind of, like, maintain that barrier with folks. And then, like, with YouTube folks, like, and community friends and things like that, like, I still haven't really, like, 100% opened up to, like, a bunch of people, and not out of, like, not because I don't think that they're awesome people, it's like, kind of like that fear of rejection, you know? Like, I'm still thinking, like, there are standards that exist for me to uphold, like, in terms of, like, etiquette and, like, you know, how I present myself and things like that, that I am kind of, like, conditioned to feel are there, even though no one is making me feel that way. So yeah, I'm not saying that like anyone has made me feel like I have to uphold a certain standard or anything like that. It's myself who feels that way. So if folks feel like, I'm, I support everyone, but like I don't really like say too much in terms of like me as a person and, getting to know folks, it's because of that. It's like that barrier, similar to like, what I have with my coworkers. It's sort of like this friendly, cordial, like high and by type of vibe. But I'm trying to do better, like, because I know folks are genuinely, there to support me just as much as I am to support them. It's just, feeling safe enough to do that, I guess, without, worrying about being rejected or, turned away and stuff. And that's kind of like what, like growing up, I kind of like dealt with that too, like not with just like family members, but just like also friends and too in high school, just like me being like an authentic, bubbly, like, like silly person, sometimes doesn't vibe with everyone. And it's like weird because I feel like I'm doing everything right to like make someone happy, like with me being in their presence or around them and stuff, but it's still like, yeah, not everyone like vibes with, every type of personality, including mine. So that's just like something I was like always struggling to understand, especially when you're kind of raised to understand that you will be a successful person if you do X, Y, and Z. So me trying to execute successful interpersonal relationships by doing X, Y, and Z doesn't always, work out. Just because, like, you can do everything right and, like, shit still goes, like, south. Hey DL, thank you for stopping by. Oh, hey Tony, thank you for stopping by. Hey Daniel. Tony says reject others before they can reject you. Bro, Bro, you want to talk about toxic coping mechanisms? I wish I had my audio on because, like, right now I'm just sort of babbling, like, in a quiet room right now. And I want the music to try and, like, keep me cheery. But yeah, like, that's basically what I did. Is that's a big thing that I do too. That's kind of like a toxic coping mechanism, is like ghosting people. Like, okay, if you feel like things are gonna go sideways with someone, or you feel like, your presence around someone is like starting to, like, the vibes just change with someone. Like, they could be like a hundo 1 minute and then they could be like 50% the next. And then once you feel that shift, you feel scared that you're about to be rejected, so you just ghost. Like, that's me. Like, those are like really hard behavioral patterns to change. Like, it's, like, sometimes, like, I would just, like, not show up to, like, I would not, like, respond to different friends reaching out to me, or I would just sort of, like, stay in my own lane and be very terse in, like, how I talk. That sort of, like, made me more accustomed to having just, like, surface level relationships with folks. Like, the high and by, like, type of vibe. Just, like, surface level friendly relationships and stuff. So yeah, like, basically that's why, like, if you ever, like, notice on a stream, I'm just sort of, like, sitting there, like, kind of, like, waiting for my turn to talk, or I look uncomfortable. It's just because, like, bantering and just, like, vibing in the chat, like, when there's just, like, nothing going on, or, like, there's nothing I can directly contribute to the conversation, is really uncomfortable for me, because, like, I feel like I'm not, I'm also, like, conditioned to feel like I have to output value, like, in terms of, like, work and school, like, and just me as a person. If I'm not, like, contributing value to someone else, then that impacts, like, the value that I feel, the self-value that I have. Yeah, sorry, I need to fix my pillow. Sorry, I'm, like, bumping the mic. But yeah, I can, checking out the chat. Potion Sword Run, thank you for stopping by. My pillow is crooked and it's really bothering me. Okay, it's a little more even. Oh, my green screen. Okay, Potion Sword Run, like, yeah, like, ghosting friends, like, out of laziness, that's one thing. But then, honestly, though, it's, like, kind of mentally draining to, like, constantly be available to friends, too. Like, I love, doing all the like, you know, like things with my friends, like, you know, like going to visit them, hanging out, like chatting on social media, everything. And then I'm like on YouTube coming through to their streams and supporting them, all that stuff. Like, I love it. Oh, and hey Del, over on Twitch, thank you for stopping by. Hey Mia, thank you for stopping by. Oh, congrats on your pin Kickstarter. I have to message you later about it. But yeah, like, I've been sharing links of it to everyone. But yeah, we're just having a little like vent stream while I'm like playing this super colorful, awesome game. Okay, so where are they going with this? Okay, so like, what the fuck was I even talking about? Like, yeah, so like ghosting friends, like, it sucks, like, and you start to feel bad because it's like, even though you're trying to, you know, prioritize your mental health and like just take a break and stuff, you still feel like, oh, well, like, there's all these people who care about me that I need to, you know, let them know I'm okay. I don't want them to worry about me, blah, blah, blah. So you just end up stressing yourself out. And, like, so it's kind of like this endless loop of, like, oh, like, I want people to know I'm okay, but I kind of don't want to talk to anyone right now. So that's basically it. Hey, DL, thank you for stopping by. Hey, Daniel. Oh my god, Daniel Martin, Ray's Gaming Pop Culture Counseling Channel. Very nice insight into relationships, introverts rule. I mean, yeah, like, I think a lot of folks that, like, I've met on YouTube are kind of introverted. Like, me being, like, super, like, talkative and, like, and vibing and stuff like that, like, is, it depends on the day and the time and, just, like, the type of day I had beforehand. And yeah, like, DL, there are times when I feel drained, and after, when I'm, like, social gathering with close friends in fifth life. Okay, so, like, yes, like, being an empath, you feel everything. Like, you're kind of like an emotional sponge for other people. And, like, as soon as people notice, like, oh, this person's super empathetic, I'm just gonna fucking dump all my emotional problems on them. I'm like, bro, no, I did not consent to any of this. But, like, excuse me, when you come off as, like, a super, like, nice, like, understanding, empathetic person, like, folks will just fucking take advantage of that. And I'm sorry I'm, like, dropping F-bombs everywhere, but I'm, like, in a big, like, you know, fiery mood over this because it happens way too much where people will just, like, dump all of their emotions on you, and you're just, like, sitting there like, bro, like, why are you talking to me? Get help. Like, like, I'm laughing because it's, like, and sometimes, like, you may not want to, like, establish that boundary with someone because you can see they're in need they're in need of help. But that's at the expense of your own mental well-being. So that's something that I also struggle with too. Like, wanting to keep in touch with people, let them know you're okay, but you don't want to talk to anyone. And then also when people reach out to you, all they want is an emotional, you know, sponge to just, you know, mirror back or parrot back, you know, their emotions and validate their emotions and stuff like that. And so it's just like this feedback loop of, you know, trying to, you know, fulfill other people's, you know, like, emotional well-being at the expense of your own, because you're checking in with people because you don't want them to worry, even though you are being, you know, expensed as far as your energy to keep in touch with them. And when you do keep in touch with them, they take up even more of your bandwidth by talking about their problems instead of prioritizing yours. So there's that. Like, it's just, it can feel really overwhelming, and I've been experiencing that with, like, friends and family too. So I'm, like, sometimes, like, at work, it feels like a blessing to, like, be able to just have those very, like, terse, like, transactional discussions that have no emotion attached. Like, it's kind of an escape from, like, the mental drainingness of, like, of having a bunch of different, like, connections you're trying to, you know, nurture and sustain constantly. But yeah, let me just go ahead and check the chat while I'm just, like, you know, ranting. Still says Ray Unchained, here for it. Dude, yeah, like, I immediately thought of folks who, like, including you, who've, like, had me on your channel, and, like, you're super welcoming and supportive of me, but I don't really, like, I don't really talk with folks like about like my day or like, you know, what's going on, and like, and vice versa. Like I don't do it for them either, and I'm just like sort of calling myself out as like, there's like this weird fine line where like, okay, you want to be like a good friend to someone and show them support and things like that, but then it's also like you're not in like a super great spot either where you can extend that, you know, level of energy in space for them. So yeah, like I said, it's just like this feedback loop of like feeling like an awful person for not doing things for other people, or doing things for other people that you think are that they want. And sometimes like I've even heard like folks like don't even like want to take up my space, they want to give me space to talk about stuff, like, and I feel bad for taking up that space too. So like because I know how it feels to like have your bandwidth taken up by other people in terms of like mental bandwidth and emotional bandwidth. Potion Sword Run, I feel it. Yeah, like just say no to friends. Like I've kind of had to do that, and like what is challenging for me is like, you know, having a balance between just saying no and then just ghosting them, because sometimes like I have all or nothing patterns of behavior where I am like, either I need to be like the best friend ever and support everything and make all the space for them and just like be there for them 100%, or I need to just ghost them and cut them off. So yeah, that's kind of like where I like pivot between all the time, and it's like again, it's like a vicious cycle where like feeling like perpetually guilty when you take up space with your friends, or feeling guilty for giving up too much of your space to them, and at the expense of your own well-being. Because when you give up space at the expense of your own well-being, you start to resent the person that you're giving that space to. And I never want to do that. Like I never want to, you know, resent someone just because I don't know how to say no or establish boundaries or communicate them to people. Oh my gosh, I'm just like ranting because like this is what's all been on my mind like recently. So yeah, like again, like if y'all like notice, like, you know, I kind of have like this blank, like far off, you know, like look in my eyes, it's probably because I'm thinking about stuff that happened that day with like an interpersonal relationship, or me feeling guilty about not being like a quote unquote good friend towards someone. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and check in with the chat. Let's see. Shaolin says facts, Rhea, thank you. And DL says, I don't even like talking about my problems because I feel like an obligation to be emotional support for someone else, even when I shouldn't. DL, like, are you me? Like, are we like secretly the same person? Because I feel that too. I will hold back like any like grievances or things like that to someone else, because I feel like the expectation will be for me to do the same in return to someone. And that is not good. It's just like I have this idea of like there always being a catch to, you know, someone, you know, caring about me, you know, like, so, or someone like wanting to make space for me, because I'm gonna feel indebted in some way or another to them making that space. But yeah, it's not always true. Some folks and I know this, my brain knows this, but it's still like for some reason like doesn't accept it, that, you know, there are, you know, like it's okay to, you know, like kind of lean on your friends sometimes, just to, you know, like to sound off emotions with them. It's just that the it's hard to unroot this this expectation that I have on myself to do the same the next time, because I'm constantly thinking of like, you know, oh, I owe them for, you know, the amount of bandwidth that they just given me. So yeah, it's kind of like a transactional like way of thinking, which is like not like it makes a lot of like the relationships I've had in the past and maybe even current ones feel a lot more like surface level, because they're not genuinely like being fostered out of like the goodness of my heart. They're more or less done out of this feeling of like obligation. God, I feel like Well, at least like I'm getting this off my chest. Like I won't feel bad if other folks judge me for, you know, some of the emotions I'm sounding off right now, but I do appreciate that folks are, you know, enjoying this discussion and just me ranting about, you know, some of the toxic coping mechanisms I have and behavioral patterns that I've been just working on for the past few years. And it's, yes, RJ, we're having these deep conversations as the purple dragon rushes and charges and jumps around. Like, it's definitely a big mood. But yeah, like, I'm looking for the last 4 gems, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, I did find them. Okay, cool. We can teleport back to the main world. Mia over on Twitch. It's not a rant. It's taking centimeter by centimeter back for yourself as you give yourself permission. Girl, preach. Oh my gosh. Mia, like, I wanna grow up to be just like you. You're amazing. I love you. And you even launched a successful pin project way before me. Like, you're just crushing it. Yeah. So there's just so many inspirational folks that have given me like support where I couldn't even, you know, like support myself. So I just kind of wanted to again like thank y'all for that. But yeah, okay, let's see what's going on in the chat. Sounds like Ray is fishing for a raise by being on my channel. No raises. Oh my gosh, Tony, what are you talking about? Like, your channel's pretty fun though. Like, I was kind of sus like about being on it because like when I first started podcasting with Max, I was like a little worried about like putting myself out there with like some quote unquote controversial folks. But after talking with you a bunch, like it's you're just like a regular dude. And I would totally like be down to chat on your channel again. And yeah, let's see what else. Deep combos with Rhea. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Del says Maya is amazeballs. She sure is, Del. She sure is. But yeah, like so basically like yeah, just like protecting the sanctity of your sanity by, you know, like maybe not replying to someone right away. Like that's another thing too. I hate when people like don't reply to me right away. Like I don't know why. Like I just have this expectation because of social media that and read receipts or like just like the expectation that everyone has to like a device on them to respond right away. That, you know, being perceived to be left on red sucks. So I try not to do that to anyone, and I kind of tend to reply sooner before giving more thought to what I want to say. And that is because I know what it feels like to just like be left on red and just like not be acknowledged at all and just sort of be left like waiting for a response that's never gonna come. So that's also me just sort of like overcompensating for, you know, this fear that I think someone else has, when in reality someone else may not even notice, like, you know, if I take like a few extra minutes to reply or anything because they might be busy, or, you know, the message wasn't like super like time sensitive or things like that. But yeah, that's kind of like another sort of like compulsive like behavior that I have, is like, you know, trying to like acknowledge everyone equally at the same time and like make sure everyone is validated and make sure everyone, you know, has space and things like that. And that's kind of what I've been trying to put into, and that's kind of what attracted me to like being a moderator for a lot of like discussion panels, like because I want to try and be more objective in how I discuss certain topics. Like I definitely do have like my spicy opinions about some things that like I will not be objective on, but in terms of like things that that can have like more middle ground, like I don't like, let's say like pop culture, like we can talk about like because it's like a very like superfluous, like, you know, fun hobby type of, you know, discussion. Socio-political, economical stuff, like that's like that's a whole other thing that like I don't see myself talking about too much, and right when I say that I'm probably gonna have like a mental lapse and just like jump into that. But like what I'm trying to say is that like when it comes to like movie discussions and gaming discussions and TV show discussions, just like pop culture in general and hobbies and things like that, Hey Kamuzo, thank you for stopping by the Twitch. When it comes to all that stuff, I feel like there is like definitely more room to like, you know, to be objective and not have as many like hard like left or right, like not trying to say like left or right or anything, but like hard black and white opinions on. So that's kind of like one thing that like attracted me to moderating discussion panels, is because I want to improve my skills at being objective. Cool. Just gonna go ahead and check in with the chat. Tony says I'm always welcome on his channel. Thank you, Tony. And hey, Arkham Gaming, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Garguts, thanks for coming by, bro. Let's see what Garguts says. I thought you streamed a lot. You came on mine's like a pro. You are surrounded by some good peeps. It rubs off easily. Bro, I know, but like, small YouTube all day. Like, fuck million subscriber YouTube and fucking, like, you know, clickbait bullshit. Like, and wave writers and, you know, clout chasers. Like, sorry, RJ, you know, like, we always talk about chasing clout, but I mean just, like, I'm fine with, like, small channels chasing clout. Like, I'm low-key chasing clout, too, because, like, everyone I know here is basically from all those other big channels. But, like, what I'm trying to say is that, like, the ones who are just, like, algo writers, and I'm just, like, it's kind of like a gray area, because it's, like, you kind of have to ride the algo a little bit, but it's, like, channels that, like, have just, like, talk about shit, even though they have, like, no, like, you know, convictions one way or the other about the topic. They just know that it's gonna get them clicks and stuff like that. Like, if you legit have, like, some emotional connection to the topic you're talking about, I definitely have, like, a higher, like, respect for you, because your concern and, like, your convictions are coming from a genuine place, in my opinion, when it's a topic that you genuinely are vested in. Mia says, I want a shirt that says ride the algo. Oh my god! Bro, like, yeah, I know, the algo is, like, a motherfucker. Like, so that's why I'm just, like, I just don't care. Like, you know, I don't ever see this being my main bag, you know? Like, I'm not gonna, oh, I wasn't supposed to come back here. Okay. Wait, no. Exit. Okay. Yeah, like, I just think that, like, for me, this is gonna, like, in order to sustain, like, a good amount of, like, energy and optimism and motivation for it, I can't look at it as, like, an ends to a means, you know? I kind of have to look at it as just, like, emotionally fulfilling in and of itself. I have to, and I'm just, like, I'm saying like, because I'm trying to convince myself that this is true. I want to just, you know, keep in mind that this is something that I'm trying to do to discover what it is that, like, I enjoy doing. So yeah, like, in the past, like, you know, couple years, like, you know, I've gotten, like, my health together, and I've been, like, focusing more on my mental health, but in terms of, like, finding things that, like, I genuinely enjoy, and want to dedicate time to, like, nurture and, you know, foster and things like that, it's been kind of difficult. Yeah, like I said, like, with interpersonal relationships, like, being kind of, like, shallow and not really, like, substantially built on, because I am, like, you know, I fear rejection and stuff like that. I kind of did that with, like, my hobbies too, where, like, I have a fear of failure, basically. That's, like, the fear of, like, a relationship with, like, a friend or a person or family member or whatever. Yeah, like, okay, so, like, y'all probably have seen my Twitter where, like, I had, like, an enamel pin business, right? Like, speaking of enamel pins. And, like, it was kind of like the perfect storm. Like, I was trying to do pins full-time as well as working full-time. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of stress and a lot of sleepless nights, because talking with pin manufacturers, they're all overseas in China, so I would have to be up way early in the well, way late at night, like 1 in the morning through to, like, maybe, like, 5 or 6, like, you know, proofing like designs for the pins, proofing the colors, asking for feedback about design and line width and things like that for these pins to be produced. And I was doing that for, like, a good year or two, and going to conventions and, you know, doing the social media marketing for all my pin stuff. And it was just a lot. And I kept feeling like I wasn't doing enough, even after, feeling like, even after like saying all this, like all the time I spent into it, like there weren't enough hours in the day, and I still felt like I wasn't doing enough. Wait, what is over on Twitch? Do you like Mario? Kamuzu says that. Yeah, I do like Mario. So yeah, I do like Mario. I have Odyssey. I never beat it though. I could probably do that at some point. But yeah, I just popped on Spyro because that was the game that I started when I first got up and running, quote unquote. So I want to try and like maybe play through the trilogy for y'all. But yeah, back to like me just like doing enamel pins. That was like a big big leap into like, trying to find a sustainable hobby or like an emotionally fulfilling hobby. It didn't end up being sustainable because of the amount of time that it took to get to that point, to where like, getting pins produced and then marketing them on social media, upkeeping your shop, and then like also upkeeping an Etsy, because Etsy is basically the YouTube of indie creators. If you're not on Etsy, you might as well like not exist, because that's where a lot of creative products and people who make their own little like creations go and sell their products. But yeah, like I had to take a break when I think it was like mid 2019 for personal health issues, and since then, well, actually, like once it became like 2020, obviously, like COVID hit and conventions just sort of ceased and desist, as well as like the production line for a lot of pin makers. So that sort of also kind of like stalled out me picking back up pins after mid 2019 when I had a break for health reasons. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check in on the chat really quick. Still says I'll definitely keep my J job. I mean, like, yeah, like, like I think you have like a great, personal commitment to your brand and your audience. Everyone who watches you loves you. You've got the entire world talking about you and the work that you're doing. So I will support you for like wherever whatever direction you go in. You were one of the first people to reach out your hand to me to support when you didn't even really know me, like so when I was just like an audience member or like a faceless avatar. So yeah, again, like it really does mean a lot to me. Cool. It's see Shaolin. I can't stand those listening for the first time music channels. Daniel says seems like the bigger channel like audience, the more reserved the opinions become. Yeah, no, for sure. Like they kind of have to mute those personal takes a little bit, whereas with like the smaller channels, they're able to be a little bit more freeform and a little more unfiltered. Let me see. Daniel says, ride the algo. Bro, like, ride that algo. Like, I'm never gonna, criticize someone for getting the bag. I'm just going to, criticize maybe a little bit how they get the bag. But as far as, like, paying your bills and, like, making ends meet and things like that, like, I'm all for it, like, but yeah, like, let's see what else. Saggy says, hey Saggy, thank you for stopping by. Ray, would you like me to make a section on Discord for you? I mean, I guess that's cool. Yeah, that's like totally fine. Yeah, I don't understand Discord a whole lot, to be totally honest, but yeah, like that would be cool. I feel weird because like, I don't want to seem like I'm, special in the Discord or anything, because like I feel like everyone who's in the Discord is a creator to some extent, so they deserve a space too. So that's why I'm also kind of weird about it, but I don't know why I'm sharing all this, but like that's basically the anxiety that I have about having a section. So maybe like not now, but like at some point. I appreciate it though, because sometimes like even now, like I have these technical issues that are like super embarrassing for me, and I'm trying not to overthink about them, but yeah, that's kind of why I don't feel like I'm good enough to have a special section. Potion Sword Run says, I don't like fakeness in YouTubers and often find smaller creators being more genuine. Bro, you're like soup's genuine. You're great. And I was not joshing about the quality of lighting that you have. You're just like divinely favored in your house if you have like that, you know, like that amazing lighting that the universe has just decided to bless you with. So that's so good for you. And plus, like, your mic quality is really good too. Like I said, there's like some like knobs and stuff on my Blue Yeti that I don't know what to do with. And like, I will probably try to experiment with them later when I can do some more audio playback before going live. There are a lot of things I should have done before going live, but I was like trying to finish work and then make dinner and all this other stuff. I had to go to Best Buy to return something. I had to return my my pink cat ear RGB USB headphones that like I should not have gotten. They were almost $200. I was just like in a euphoric mood, and I was like, oh, I need cute cat ear gamer headphones because obviously, and it's like, no, I don't. I do not need to spend $200 on these. I can get a set. I can get a decent set like for like under 60, especially like right now because of the holidays. So after I like recovered like my brain cells, I was just like, yeah, no, this headset has to go back. So that's what I did today. I just had a really busy day and I like had to just barely you know, like cut it close on time, trying to get the stream settings all set up. So yeah. Luke says, I get great at this and enjoy every stream. Just be yourself like you are. Well, thank you, Luke. I appreciate it. You're always super friendly and supportive towards me, and I appreciate you being here. And Zeno says, I'm here. What did I miss? Zeno, you missed like, I don't know, a bunch of like rambling, like mental health jargon. Let's see. Tony says, Zeno, you missed therapy for the soul. Well, I guess it's still ongoing versus talk. I'm just like speaking, you know, the stream of consciousness right now. Antonio with the money bags, get the bag. Daniel says, Zeno in the house. Zeno is in the house. Zeno says, that's good. I just got done watching a stream where some chick was being destroyed by firewater. Oh my god, firewater has returned. I need to get firewater on the show. So like my next goal is to like try and figure out Discord calls onto the show. And like obviously I need to hear the calls like through my headphones, which I can't hear shit through my headphones right now, which is really frustrating. But I'll figure it out. But yeah, like that's kind of like the next thing too. I want to like be able to like have panels. And I might just use like some other like integrated solution like Restream or StreamYard for that because it's like one and done, and I wouldn't have to deal with like OBS layout stuff. But we'll see. But that's kind of like another goal I have for the show too, or like a show in the future. Just, you know, just chopping it up about random topics and stuff and having guests and call-ins. But yeah, let's see. Blinded Braille, hey, welcome to the show. And oh my gosh, y'all are saying firewater is an ass. No, firewater is the goat. That's goat water right there. Like, I am a big fan. Okay, like, I know, like I just said before, like, not everyone's personality vibes with everyone, but like, his personality vibes with me. Like, he's the homie. And he was more than happy to help me with my easy questions, just like a bunch of other folks have been. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm biased in that regard. That like, yeah, folks who have supported me, I'm gonna, you know, go to bat for them when people are talking shit. Talk shit, get hit. But yeah, Luke says, well, it's bedtime for this guy. Everyone have a good one. Thank you for stopping by, Luke. I super appreciate it. Let's see. How long have we been streaming so far? It's been about an hour. What I'll probably do is keep streaming through this level and potentially one more. Maybe try and like finish the boss level since that's a little quickie one as well, and then save the flying level for later. But yeah, let's see. What is going on in the chat? Oh yeah, do Discord integrated with OBS. Yeah, Gorguts for show. Then I have to figure out another layout scene, or because OBS works in like what's called scenes. Like this is a scene, and then like the intro was its own scene, and the outro was a scene. so I would have to build one for the call-in panel if I want them to look a certain way. Let's see what else. Blinded Braille, yep, we're Team Firewater all the way. Because he keeps the 100, to be totally honest. Like, I like him. He's like this straightforward East Coast type of guy. Like, super rad. And Tony says, Rhea the Chill Assassin. Well, thank you, Tony. He's been super supportive and awesome. And thank you for retweeting the stream earlier, too. Soups, appreciate it. Yeah, Garguts, for sure. Like, I would probably just, like, screen share with you, like, what I have set up currently. And then kind of go from there. But yeah, thank you for the help, for offering to help me with that. Because I would be down to like have folks like come and chop it up with me on stream and just have chaos ensue while I'm like playing games. Zeno says Rhea the chick was saggy. Firewire was in her stream chat.
This is my
making her
favorite
nuts with
supercharged
logic.
spot. Use it to bash
Wait, what?
those wizards.
See, this is the one time I decide to stream, like out of like a blue moon, and then I miss all the action. Like I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Like after this, like what the? But yeah, no, I'm sure it's fine. Like I love Saggy and I love Firewater, so they're both, you know, they both reside in special places in my heart. Like a lot of like everyone here who's here to support me today. So yeah. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Daniel says this is very relaxing, Ray. A stream of consciousness, way to go. Well, thank you. I feel like I'm annoying people with like my nonsense, but yeah, I appreciate the support, Daniel, for sure. And I just died. But like, yeah. So like with like future plans for like content and things like that, I just kind of want to go with the flow and just like play. Like obviously I do want to stream the new Pokemon game, like that's like not even a question of whether or not it's gonna happen, like it is. So like I pre-ordered Shining Pearl. That comes out on the 19th, so I'm gonna go pick it up at Best Buy so I can play it all day. I would do a 24-hour stream, but I do have to catch a flight the next day because my birthday's on the 21st and I'm going to go visit my sister. And we're gonna go hit up Disneyland, and we're gonna like, you know, just vibe it up on for the week of for Turkey Week. But yeah, that's basically the plan there. But what I would like to do is get as much time playing Pokemon on stream as I can, because that's like a big deal for me. Like Diamond was the first game I played on the DS, so it means a lot to me to, you know, to play Shining Pearl the day it comes out. I try to play every Pokemon game that comes out the day it comes out. So yeah. Just gonna fix my pillow
Done,
again.
Spyro. Thank you for releasing me.
Sorry for bumping the mic. Still can't hear shit from my headphones, but whatever. Yeah, so I need to get more butterflies for cool. Yeah. Oh, don't cry, Antonio. Oh wait, I guess like you're crying because I killed Spyro. I'm sorry. That was totally my fault. Devin! Whoop whoop whoop! Yield Nerdcast. Oh, I need to wrench my boy. Oh wait, he is wrenched. Nice. Okay. I'll go ahead and give Antonio a wrench because he is amazing. Okay. Yes. All the good boys are in the chat. Bro, you missed like this whole like venting thing that I was doing. I don't know. I was like super committed to it. It was on point. Well, like basically like the TLDR was like feeling guilty about, you know, maintaining like, you know, boundaries with folks. So that's something that like I've just been struggling with my entire life, and I'm just sort of like talking through with people. And I've been working on that like personally, like for the past like, you know, couple of years, in addition to like physical health too, and nutrition and fitness and things like that. But the mental health is just the hardest one to kind of, because it's an ongoing thing. Let's see. Yeah, like so. all of this like all this motivation and things like that I have for streaming right now, like it's not consistent, and like it sucks because like right now I'm super optimistic and hopeful for, you know, the type of content I could potentially make now that like, you know, I'm getting more comfortable with streaming, or I still acknowledge I have things to figure out, but it's getting there. And I'm optimistic about what I've done so far. Like some days, like I'm just like demotivated because I'm like kind of like caught up in like my own like, you know, thoughts that are like holding me back from enjoying it for what it is. So yeah, like because of that, like I don't want to like sound like I'm promising to do this, and this for folks, because like I already know that like my mental health is like not like, you know, a stationary, you know, metric. It does fluctuate, and it's really hard to predict sometimes, like, you know, the level of motivation and things like that I have to do things that I enjoy doing. But yeah, like let's see, Dell in the chat, I need to play more Pokemon Shield. Bro, I bought the expansion for the 2 islands, and I've only played like half of like one. Those games are like just, there's so much content, and it's like amazing and awesome, and like the value is like, you know, like undeniable as far as like what you get out of the experience. It's just that it got a little bit daunting after the story ended, and I kind of like the presence of an end goal like was no longer there, I guess. It was more just, you know, like continuing to fill your Pokedex, but the main story was fulfilled, basically. So once it gets to that point, then I kind of like I start to trickle off like how much time I dedicated after that point. I kind of did that with Monster Hunter, or at least I predicted I would, you know, get tired of the game if I beat the story too fast. So I padded out my time with like side quests and monster hunting in Monster Hunter. But like, yeah, that's also how I ended up with like over 200 hours of like playtime in Monster Hunter stories too. Like, because like that game is another one that's like, you know, super content rich and things like that. Wait, so checking in the chat, like, do I do meditation? I've been following someone on IG who does live meditation. It's very therapeutic. Just clearing your mind and concentrating on your breathing does wonders. Yeah, no, I need to prioritize just like making space for myself to do that. Sometimes like I get caught up in like producing, like either like at work, or being supportive to friends on their streams, or, you know, trying or feeling like really exhausted to the point of just wanting to sleep. So that's kind of like a balance that I'm trying to find, like to try and like, you know, be present in the moment.
There's a secret area in the artisan's home world near the waterfall.
So it's
try jumping on the
yeah,
stones.
it's just a matter of like, you know, me doing
Artisan's
it.
home world? Waterfall. Sounds good.
Yeah, Blinded says stream for yourself. It's easier on your mental health for sure. I agree. Tony Geek Getaway says, when I'm at work, I'm super motivated to stream and make videos. Then I get home and just want to relax. Bro, like, let me tell you, like, that's when I'm at work, like, I'm just like, God, I wish I could stream right now, or else, like, you know, I would be worried I would get caught on when I'm not supposed to be on. Let's see, Saggy says, also Rhea, the audio in the game is louder than you, so I can't hear too well, or is it just me? Okay, let me go ahead and turn down the game audio just a smidge. I don't have my headset working right now for the game audio, so that's also why I'm not able to tell these things. Carl was giving me feedback earlier, but I'm not sure where he's at. Okay, I lowered the Elgato, the capture card audio, so hopefully that's better. Thank you, Saki. And Belle says, I feel you. And Eating Pace says, when I'm at work, I'm super energized to complete all my projects. Yeah, no, like for me, I try to be as productive as possible in the short amount of time that I'm at work, so that way I can not feel worried about leaving anything undone for the next day, or having to lament work that needs finishing the next day. I try to finish as much as I can in one day, so I don't have to think about it. Let's see, Eating Pace says, once I'm not at work, that nap is looking mighty tempting. Oh yeah, that after work nap. But that, like, see, I screw myself over when I do that after work nap, because then I wake up at 10 p.m. all like, you know, where am I? And then I, like, am staying up at, like, 2 in the morning watching people stream who should be asleep because they're 3 hours ahead of me in terms of time. And it's, like, basically morning when they're still streaming. And I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Let's see, eating paste, once I'm, okay, wait, I reread your comment. Okay, once I'm at work that night, that nap is looking mighty tempting. Yes, that was important enough for me to read twice. The longest length of game I've played is Red Dead Redemption 2, says Antonio. Zeno, I used to plan out gaming sessions during work, then getting home, all I wanted to do was sleep. Dude, okay, so I'm glad I'm, like, preaching to the choir on this one, where everyone's just like, I have so much stuff I want to do, but then, like, once it actually comes down to it, it's, like, so hard. Oh, hey Nate, thanks for stopping over at Twitch, thank you. And Dell, sorry I'm missing some of your chats on Twitch. It's fun, I bought the pack to have both versions and gave one to a friend at the time. Oh, the Pokemon Sword and Shield for show. I'd love to stream some of my Switch games, but I don't have the PC set up for it. Yeah, no, dude, like, when I tried to stream from my, like, potato setup, like, on my MacBook, and, trying to have OBS have all these different layers and stuff on it, like, it was just a bad experience, and it was super demotivating for me, because the output, the quality output was, like, not, what I wanted to have associated with my name, basically. But yeah, like, so I'm, like, playing this game poorly, because I'm trying to pay attention to all the chats. Belle says, oh, the audio is fine now, says Antonio. Thank you. Yeah, I did mod you, bro. Belle says, our female hormones affect our mental health as well. Girl, like, you would think I, like, would know about, you know, what female hormones, like, are impacting me, but I don't know shit. They don't teach you anything about, you know, like, female, like, anything in sex ed. It's mostly focused on, like, male sex ed and stuff like that. Or, like, you know, just, like, educating yourself on, like, what your body does to you as you get older, and your mental health as you get older. Let's see what else. Yes, Antonio has always been a good man. I agree, Daniel. Antonio, good man, AS. Tony says, sometimes I turn my PS5 on, look at my game collection, then turn it off and go to bed. I get overwhelmed because, like, obviously, like, I buy a bunch of like Switch games. Like, I have Swords of Ditto sitting right here, supposed to be playing that, but it's a new game and I have to, like, you know, I keep thinking, like, oh, it has to be the perfect moment to play a new game, blah blah blah. I have to, like, be fully present because it's all gonna be a new experience. And, like, I kind of default to just Spyro because I beat it so many times that I can, like, talk idly while I'm playing it, and I won't miss a beat. Like, I will probably die a few times, but I know where I'm going. Like, there's that. So on a pillow. Oof. One sleeve is, like, longer than the other one. It looks like one arm is longer than the other one. Sorry, I'm, like, looking in OBS now because I'm, like, oh, like, self-conscious. Okay, so, yeah, it looks like Kaden is in the chat. Hey, Kaden! That's funny for us. It was very female-focused. Okay, so, like, I'm gonna assume you're a bit younger than I am because, like, I'm basically 30. I'm turning 30 in on the 21st. And, like, in my experience, like, going to elementary school in, like, a pretty conservative, you know, part of Southern California, it was pretty much, like, male-centric. Like, obviously I learned about, you know, like, you know, menstrual cycles and things like that, but, yeah, that's kind of it. But yeah, like, as far as, like, the, motivating myself to stay in the game, as far as, like, with my gaming streams and, you know, making content, I just want to kind of not overwhelm myself too much by committing to too much too soon. Hey, Jay Darkside! Yay! Thank you for stopping by Twitch. And Ghost Whiskey, thank you for stopping by. I soups appreciate it. We're just having a little, you know, chatty watty about mental health. Sad face. No, mental health is awesome. Happy face. Taylor, thank you for stopping by, Taylor. Twitch folks, thank you so much for the support. Yeah, so like, some things that I've been thinking about, like with staying motivated, or trying not to commit to a schedule too soon. I'll see what flow works for me in my work schedule. Like I was originally thinking, oh, Monday, Wednesday, Friday would be tight, and then like Saturday and Sunday, and I'm just like, whoa, that's like 5 days in a row, and then like I'm trying to stream like like maybe like 90 minutes plus or whatever. So I was just like, okay, yeah, I know that's not sustainable for me at all. So like I'm trying not to like figure too much out and like set too many expectations. And I know that that's kind of frustrating for some folks, because like a lot of the communities and stuff that I am part of, we all like to stream around like the same time, I've noticed. So, and what I like to do is like not stream while other folks are streaming. And Saggy, I apologize for streaming while you were streaming and missing your show. But yeah, that's kind of one of the things I've been like trying to like not overcommit to, is like a schedule like in advance. And just trying to, just muster up the energy to stream it all, and not trying to like be too committed to any type of time slot or topic or format. So yeah, like whatever the mood is of the day, that's what's gonna dictate when or if I stream. But I will want to try and like do some like announcement the day of, like maybe a few hours in advance. I feel like me announcing the stream going up at, so it was like 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I think, when I like posted the stream for tonight going up, and I felt like that was doable. Like I don't feel like overwhelmed. I did have to like rush to finish all the tasks that I had after work. But other than that, it was just a matter of me like figuring out how to better prioritize my time later on, if I want to try and do that. So I think like going forward, I will do my best to at least announce it the day of, and just kind of go from there. Let's see. Devin over at Yield Nerdcast. Egads, I went to school on a military base. Oddly enough, our sex ed was very thorough and balanced, in my opinion. Well, no, bro, that's awesome. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about like when I had it in like 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. But yeah, like I will say that a lot of like my education did not come from those years. Let me tell you. But yeah, that's like for another stream, I guess. Cool. And let's see, the chat is saying Belle's hating, Daniel is saying Belle's hating on Rhea's multitasking skills, just playing Belle, playing too much. Belle says, I've been dying to ask, I think I'm pretty good with my Asians. Are you Cambodian or Filipino? Oh, so, Belle, I'm Black and Filipino. So for folks who are not aware, yeah, like I am, quarter Filipino, even though like my yeah, like I might look like straight up like Filipino. I do what is it like, oh, and my so like my dad was Filipino and white, and my mom is Black and Creole. So yeah, they're both like pretty fair skinned, so like I had like some pretty like like a kind of like a nondescript, I guess, appearance in terms of like my features and stuff like that, from what I've heard from folks. But yeah, that's kind of my background there. I used to be kind of weird about people asking me that too, not gonna lie, because like in the context of being asked that, it's always from the male gaze, in terms of like men asking me what it is in order to kind of validate their fetishization of my Eurocentric features. I'm trying very hard to try and like use brain cells to say that as best as I can in like a non-offensive way, but I'm sure I fucked it up. But what I'm trying to say is that like I used to be really weird about sharing my ethnic background with folks who would ask me directly, because in my experience it just kind of like that whole question just kind of got fucked over by, asshole dudes who were just looking to, fetishize my appearance, and people who look like me, or just like people who look non-Euro in general. So yeah, I'm probably butchering that description or of that phenomenon. But yeah, it is the result of that. I'm trying to do better because I know some folks like you, Bill, for example. I'm sure you're not meaning it in a menacing sort of predatory way in the ways that I've experienced. It's just that that's sort of the result of that trauma of being perceived as a foreign object in terms of being perceived as exotic, quote unquote. I hate that word exotic. I've been labeled that as well, and I just detest it. It's very dehumanizing. An object is exotic, like an exotic vase or exotic plants. Human is not exotic, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm kind of a stickler for syntax in that way, and you'll probably pick that up as far as me being a stickler for a lot of things as I stream more, and I'm just sort of rambling at length. But yeah, Caden says Rhea was. I thought Rhea was full 100% black. Well, I appreciate it. I did grow up in a 100% black household. I had no exposure to my Filipino heritage growing up. I do not speak Tagalog. I grew up on soul food and collard greens, mac and cheese, pork chops, the whole nine. So and a lot of my self-perception, I guess, and how I view the world is a result of that. So yeah, where am I going with this? I was a little bit sketchy in talking about stuff like that because I don't ever feel like I communicated in the best way, but it'll I apologize if I'm saying something kind of weird or off-putting to other people. It's not my intention. I'm just struggling to put my responses into words that I feel are acceptable. Let's see. Go ahead and retry. Yeah, blinded braille, I can relate. I'm mixed, half white and black, and people would always ask me. Oh, I'm just gonna pause so I can read it. Would always ask me, although obviously I don't have female perspective of mixed race. Yeah, no, it's it varies from person to person. My idea of being authentic to one's heritage may be different from someone else's. So yeah, it's totally relatable. Saggy says, blinded braille mixed race people always get asked this question. Yeah, no, I think I personally feel it still feels kind of weird, but depending on the person, with Bill, I already know she's coming from a place of genuine care, and she does not seek to fetishize me because of my race. So yeah, I'm more than happy to answer her question. Saggy says Rhea now has her own section of the Discord. If you want to chat with Rhea and stay up to date on our content, be sure to join and click the emoji to gain access. Thank you so much for the support, Saggy. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Antonio, you got to be on Discord, bro. That's where the real shit goes down. Also, Devin, I don't know if you do Discord, but I'll add you. I'll hit you up for your Discord ID if you have it. And Belle's Discord is confusing. It was kind of a learning curve for me too, but now I can't stay out of Discord. I prefer it as opposed to any other social media platform, and it's way better for notifications about who's going live as well. For all the don't miss another great live, join Discord. Devin says, I was raised in Okinawa, Japan. I had a ton of Filipino friends, so I grew up eating a lot of amazing Filipino food. I will still knife someone over some lumpia. I love my soul food too. Bro, yeah, for sure. My mom did try to make some Filipino dishes after learning recipes from my dad's side of the family, like lumpia and stafao and stewed chicken and things like that. Thank you for coming by, show. Ray has a chat now. I mean, kind of. Daniel says the male gaze is a real thing. Understand that. Fetishizing as well, bro. It's a whole thing, and like men can be fetishized as well. Absolutely. Like I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, like the fact that humans in general like are often treated as a commodity, or always, like, even not just like often, but like we're a commodity in one form of it or another in someone else's eyes. So I understand that it's like it isn't just like for folks who are femme presenting or male presenting or non-binary or anything like that. Like it's a whole like spectrum of folks that unfortunately get treated that way. So I totally wanted to like call that out. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a break from reading the chat so I can like beat this level because it's super annoying and I have to focus, but I'll do my best to try and like keep talking. But yeah, like Bill, I do appreciate you bringing up that topic too, because I did want to try and like express a little bit of my feelings around it. I'm really weird about compliments because I always feel like it's coming from a place of like, well, what do you want? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, I always feel like there's a catch, and like I'm gonna have to like owe someone for okay, I'm just gonna die here so I can restart because that was terrible. But yeah. And then Taylor over on Twitch says, very true, Ray, about Discord. Bro, like, that's the best place for notifications for lives, because I don't want to miss another great live on Saggy's channel, so that's why I'm in the Discord, so I don't do that. And then I could, like, hang out with everyone who watches your lives, too, so it's great. But yeah, as far as, like, how I feel about, like, my personal, like, like, heritage and identity, and, and discussing it with folks like in mixed company or whatever, like it's not a perfect interaction for myself at all. Like the way I execute different talking points and like describe certain things and stuff like that can definitely improve. Like, and I can only speak from like my own experience or my own personal lens on the world and my experiences. So I do acknowledge that it's not a complete picture. So I'm trying to be more open to folks who feel differently from me in terms of like how they self-identify and connect with like their heritage and how they like express themselves through their heritage and stuff like that. Like it's just something that is really foreign to me personally, outside of like in the context of like being around family who knows me. So yeah, I have to retry this. I'll go ahead and check in on the chat. Blinded says, people think I look Colombian, Spanish, Middle Eastern. Yeah, I know, like, being, racially ambiguous, you definitely hear a lot of interesting things. A lot of interesting statements being shared around you, some of them not so great, like, because I'm pretty, like, fair-skinned presenting, a lot of times folks, like, who do not know my ethnic background or my heritage, they will feel comfortable sharing some pretty off-color, jokes or remarks around me, and then I have to kind of say, well, why do you say that? I'm Black, Filipino, whatever, and like that's like not something that I've ever experienced or heard anyone with a similar background to me experience, and then they'll kind of like look at me shocked and say like, oh, well, I didn't know you were. You are Black Filipino, like, I totally don't think that way, I'm just sharing something that, someone else said, blah, blah, blah. Or, like, some sort of, like, bullshit excuse to kind of absolve themselves of, like, the shitty opinion they just shared. Like, all of that to say, like, it's just, like, another example where folks, like, just, like, again, treating each other like commodities, like, like, treating us one way, when we're, when we serve a purpose to them one day, and then just totally like disavowing us the next, or just like throwing us off like the next, or if it's like not convenient for them. And like, oh, the shittiest excuses too, like that I hear in response to like me calling people out is like, oh, well, like I have like a friend who's this, I have a friend who's that, like, oh yeah, some of my like favorite people are blah blah blah, and I'm just like you're just digging yourself like a bigger hole. And like it's so funny too, because like I'm just having flashbacks of like the shittiest people I've ever like met on like dating apps, who who did not know, like, you know, what my ethnic background was. So they were just popping off about, like, all these different, you know, quote-unquote exotic women that they've, like, you know, been with or experienced and stuff like that, and just sort of trying to, you know, absolve themselves of any guilt or, you know, responsibility for how, like, those interactions might have gone south or not in their favor. Like, always, like, you know, pivoting off of, like, oh, it was her fault because, you know, she's, like, a crazy, you know, like, non-white white woman or face, something like that. Like, I'm just sort of riffing off of just, like, the bullshit, like, that I've heard throughout my life when people, like, just feel like they can be comfortable saying things like that around me and not get called out, because I will generally, like, be very surface level friendly and, you know, warm and welcoming and empathetic to folks until they give me a reason not to. And so that is a strong reason to stop, you know, being that, you know, warm, welcoming, you know, objective person in that moment, because they've shown who they truly are to me, and so now I need to show who I truly am to them. Cool. So yeah, sorry, I'm like a little bit heated, also because I keep dying in this flight, and it's really hard. I'm trying to use the D-pad instead of the analog, the joystick. So there's that. Yeah, this is a very hard flight for sure. Cool. So. But yeah, like I mean, I have had, like, successful interactions with folks, like, who were not, like, shitty, like, closet racists, basically. But by and large, it's, like, kind of a, it's more miss than hit. And plus, like, to be totally honest, back to, like, making space for yourself and prioritizing your mental health above trying to make space for other people. Sometimes, like, I end up feeling like, oh, I should put myself out there, hanging out with, like, new people and getting to know them and spending time with them. But then once I do, like, I keep thinking, God, I can't wait to just go home and sleep. Or just, like, you know, put on YouTube and just, like, you know, become a potato. Like, because human interaction is just really, really taxing sometimes. But yeah. Funny thing, too, though, is that, like, because of, like, how easy it is to, like, meet people through apps, like, interactions just, like, become commodified too, in a way, because I'm just like, oh, if it doesn't work out, I can just, like, swipe my way into another, you know, like, interaction and see how that goes. So it's like, it's like a very, like, transactional type of vibe where, like, yeah, like, I could, like, meet hella people, but, like, none of those, like, connections are substantial or even, like, you know, impactful on, like, my willingness to, like, explore the likelihood of, like, a long-term connection with anyone, because I'm like, oh, well, you know, like, come, easy go, basically, as far as, like, meeting folks and, like, connecting with them on apps and things like that. Like, it's fun because it's, like, so accessible, and easy to do. But yay, I win! But it's, the nature of those interactions are very, like, transactional and short-lived. Cool, I'm gonna exit that level. I'm gonna go ahead and check in with the chat. Oh my gosh, who's here talking shit in the chat? Yes. Zena says, I had a Filipino girlfriend once, made the mistake of calling. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. Bell, that's why we converted the content, the community for other content creators. Thank you, Saggy. I really do appreciate all your support again. And Bell says, yeah, when I was going to trade school in Georgia, I was told I looked exotic. Makes sense, I guess. I think it's a compliment, to be honest. Yeah, no, like, I don't want to project my personal reservations against my personal feelings onto anyone else. I just wanted to just share how I felt. I totally respect anyone else who feels differently, and yeah, I don't want to, you know, try and, you know, push my views on anyone. Saggy says, plus we pay for the Discord, so we have bots that help with promoting it, so YouTube notifications don't always work. Oh yeah, yeah. So many fetishes. Yeah, no, like women being fetish. Well, like folks folks in general being fetishized. That is definitely a thing. How many fetuses, says Zeno. Oh my god. Yellow says fetuses too. Fetuses are fetishized. Oh my god. Did I say fetuses? I'm sorry. So many fetuses. Typo. Oh man. I just realized you changed your Selena shirt. Haha. Oh dude. Okay, so Garguts. I did have my Selena shirt on during Brian's stream. But then I noticed when I turned the green screen on, like I have right now, the green would like key out. So it would be like kind of like an acidy type of vibe where like the gif in the background of the pink water and waves would show on Selena, and it's like kind of cool, but it's also kind of distracting. I didn't want it to be like too distracting because I'm already distracted enough. So yeah, that's why I switched shirts. And Yellow says, oh man, the friend. Oh my god, I met too many friends on dating apps. And I'm not friends with any of them anymore. Let's see, that's a hilarious typo. And I just realized, oh wait, yeah, I just read that from Garguts. Game audio is drowning you out, fam. Okay, let me go ahead and turn it down even more. Let me know how that is. I can show you a side chaining compressor trick to make it so the game drops a bit when you talk. That would be lit. Like right now, like I know you may not have like joined when I was saying this, but like I can't hear the audio through my headphones right now, so I'm kind of leaning on folks to tell me in the chat because I had some audio fuck ups again. It's always something. It's always something. Zeno says, I'm pretty sure California invented shallowness. I mean, potentially, like, yeah, like, I'm a pretty shallow person, not gonna lie. Well, like, as far as, like, my ability to create interactions with folks, it's pretty shallow because it takes a lot to create substantial relationships and foster and nurture them, as I was saying. So, in a lot of ways, like, being shallow is more just, like, to protect my own sanity. Geeks with Cash, hey Nick, thank you for stopping by. Yay. Daniel says Rhea's stream is consciousness greater than Kanye's streams of consciousness. Okay, so well, like, whose streams of consciousness are better, Jaden Smith's or Kanye's? I would say Jaden Smith's because he's not doing what Kanye's doing. Like, I feel like he's annoying, but like not as annoying. And then Geeks with Cash says, doing good, saw Ray was streaming, figured I'd come hang out. Thank you so much for the support, Nick. I really appreciate it. Your streams are GOAT. Like, I love how clear and well presented they are. So yeah, you're awesome. Thank you again for the support. Zeno says, same here. Yellow says, I promise you, fam, it's always something. Bro, it's always fucking something. Like, I can't have one goddamn stream go well. And Zeno, you're always just like, no, don't do many more tests, just stream. And I'm just like, bro, it's a dumpster fire, like, every day. Like, either emotionally or literally on the screen, so, or both. Like, and so it's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I will figure it out. Like, I'm having fun. I'm glad everyone's here to show up and show out to support. I remember saying I was going to call time, but, like, I'm still enjoying talking with y'all, so it's been fun for me to just... oh, wait, I'm actually going to die if I don't kill this guy. But, yeah, it's been fun. It's been real. So, yeah, I definitely want to at least finish this world, so I can go ahead and save and take a break. But, yeah, so, like, basically, like... the amount of like energy that I have to sustain like substantially like or the amount of energy I have to dedicate to relationships in order to substantiate them like in a meaningful way. And what I mean by that is like like beyond just like surface level high and bi type of relationships where I can like actually talk to them about stuff. It takes a lot of energy, and sometimes like I would rather like be someone who gives that energy to someone else instead of like uses it for themselves or let alone asks of it of other people. So the reason I say that is like because it's another thing too, or another goal that I want to work on by building up self-esteem and confidence with streaming. Like just like this is dedicated space for me to talk. So like that's kind of like what I'm doing right now, and it's pretty helpful. Like I enjoy talking with everyone and stuff like that, and responding to their chats. Like it's super like emotionally fulfilling. Like this is like really great. So yeah, I kind of just want to do more of this, not put too much pressure on myself to be beholden to like any type of schedule or like or quality, or not. I would like to have quality standards, but like quantity, like I feel like if I tried to, you know, hit a schedule, like that would really stress me out. But yeah, that's, oh, okay, well, wait, what? I'm for sure gonna die. There's no way I can like get back up. Yeah, Nick says, thanks, Ray. You have a dope setup going on here too. I like the background and everything you have going on. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. I need to get that Elgato green screen because the one I have, you can clearly see artifacts from, and then I keep moving because it's like, you know, attached to my chair. But it's doing a decent job right now. I can't complain too much. For $30, you know, like I can't complain. Let's see. Potion Sword Run says good vibes. Yeah, your channel is definitely good vibes. I hope we get to like see you soon on either Max's channel or when I'm up and running successfully. My channel, we can like have like a discussion stream on just like good vibes and stuff like that. And just being in like how we all, you know, got to this point in our, you know, in our YouTube platform, you know, community lives and stuff. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, like, so with Spyro, because I'm like, I play this game so much, it's easy for me to just have a stream of consciousness, and not have to focus too much on the game because it's, a lot of it is muscle memory. But yeah. Yella says the stream is going well, not a dumpster fire, but there's always something, gotta do it anyway, for show, for show. Geeks, it's a lot more flashy than what I do. I'm too lazy to do all this. Oh man. Yeah, this is just me pushing myself like to unnecessarily high standards, even though like I feel like this is as shitty as it gets. And Geeks with Cash, Nick says my best advice for you is just be you on stream. The more you just relax, play and talk to people like you're hanging out on the couch, chatting with someone, playing a game, the easier it gets. Yeah, no, thank you for that advice. Yeah, I just have to stay committed to it, and then it will get easier as I keep going. Potion Sword Run, I'll do yours. Yeah, like, I want to have a panel discussion for sure, even if like it's just like off the cuff discussions and things like that. But yeah, let me just check the map here. Guidebook. Did I finish this world? I think I did. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and call it a night. And I will see everyone over on other channels that are going to be streaming. And yeah, thank you Twitch folks for hanging out and supporting and keeping the chat moving on the screen. I super appreciate it. It's pretty chill sounding already. You can listen while I record footage for my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do want to have like chill, like background noise types of streams because those are like the best in my opinion. But yeah, I'll go ahead and sign out and then go ahead and play the outro for y'all. But yeah, thank you everyone again for your support. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and yeah, thanks again. Right, bye.